Hello fellow warriors, I am Zardar and welcome to another online battle from Warhammer 2. So this one is a tournament battle from my son's HW's tournament, and it's featuring two of the finest tournament players. One of it is FELKON playing as the High Elves and the other is XIPHOS playing as the Skaven. So let's head on and let's see what each has brought. So for FELKON Forces, playing as Avalon, has brought 4 units of Triads, not a standard infantry line, as you can see here he has them spread all over the place. He also has 4 units of Lothern Seaguard, not with shields, just the standard one. And yeah, he's gonna have some mobility play into this game, I mean some missile play, apart from the mobility. Alright, for that mobility play he's got 3 units of Dragon Princes, which if used correctly and backed correctly, with some buffs or heals, they can pretty much tear down the whole army on their own, sort of speak. We also got the dragon over here, a Sun Dragon, one of the, I think that's like the strongest one? I don't remember correctly, I don't think it is, I think it's the Star Dragon, that's the most powerful one. That's like the Walmart one, if I remember correctly. Anyway, it's still quite strong, but you gotta be careful about where you land it. You gotta be on top of your play. If Daenerys has showed us anything, is how to not land your dragon. So yeah, like be careful with that, FELKON. For the leadership we have Alarielle the Radiant on her horse, not on the eagle, and of course she has the Star of Avalon, the Earthblood Arcane Conduit, fast protection for armor and melee defense, and also the Sealed Stone of Isa for physical resistance, and Shield of Safari along with Life Bloom. So I'm gonna pause right here because the battle is almost underway. You can see here FELKON faked an attack, he didn't go in, he's just gonna be falling back. So we can take a look at XIPHOS' army. So a whole front line of Skaven slaves, just to absorb all the initial damage, either it's from missiles, either it's from charge or infantry. And from what I can see, it's like a really heavy rush build, because there's no missile, it's like really heavy big monsters being backed by cheap infantry in the front lines, and also a strong anchor back here. So yeah, 2 Helped Abominations, 2 Rat Ogres. We also have the Council Guard over here, which is an unbreakable unit, providing the Guardian effect. They have juiced up stats. Yeah, like one of the few things that the Skaven roster needed. These guys are just excellent. But they come hard, they come down really hard because they don't have shields, so you gotta be careful, even without 90 armor. In the flanks of theirs we have 2 Storm Vermins with Sword and Shield, which now, if these Lothern decide to shoot these ones, they're gonna have some trouble. This Bronze Shield is gonna block like 35% of those arrows, so quite a nice anchor for the army here, because all this stuff that's around, it's just gonna melt. And in the back we have 4 spears, 2 clan rats with spears with shields and 2 without shields. And for the leadership we have a Grey Seer of Ruin. That's what I meant, like a really rush build, because Ruin usually comes with that kind of stuff on a furnace. And he's got the Arcane Conduit, Death Frenzy, Warp Gale, which is great, it's gonna be great against the dragon. And also, let me see over here, Warp Lightning along with Unholy Glamour, the Squirts, and all the other passive stuff. So I'm gonna click play here and let's begin. So a faking attack is gonna go down over here. Obviously FELKON is just gonna pull out because he doesn't want to be fighting the Helped Abomination. And let's see what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to go for the backline charge on these spears over here, and he's gonna land with a dragon, just trying to take out that Grey Seer. XIPHOS is gonna respond with a Warp Lightning immediately, and also the Helped Abomination, which is gonna come straight for that dragon. The Dragon Princes are gonna try to pull out, but on the other side the same thing is gonna be happening. The Dragon Princes are gonna go for a backline charge, but the Helped is also here to protect the Lothern Seaguard, opening fire on the Rat Ogres mostly, and just sending in the Dryads just to keep the infantry from charging in, because if he can seclude the Rat Ogres from the infantry, the Lothern Seaguard will just chop right through them. So over here the Star Dragon got hit by Warp Gale, he wasn't able to get back into the air, and he's in a really tough situation, because that Helped together with the Spearman will just bring it down. But Alarielle responds really quickly with the Star of Avalon, which is gonna tank out most of that damage. Dragon Princes over here together with Alarielle just perform a backline charge into the Storm Vermin with shields, and they're just gonna pull out again and just go in for the next one. And back here the Rat Ogres have been fended off, and I think one of them is completely dead. Like, where there were 2 Rat Ogres, where's the other one? Yeah, it's most likely completely dead. And yeah, the other one is retreating. FELKON is gonna try to disengage across all fronts and just pick off the scraps, as you can see over here. He needs to reform his line from with the Dryads in order to tie down the infantry, so his cavalry will be more able to just do stuff. Okay, the Rat Ogres are back here, sorry, I missed that. So the Lothern Sigurd, which have not been negated yet by any means from the Skaven, are now able to shoot straight into these Rat Ogres, which is gonna make the most out of them. We also see some Skaven slaves come here, possibly to intercept them, but there's a Dragon Prince back here. Perhaps he should just come down here and just fend off that one. But a huge tide of High Elven forces is amassing on the left flank. FELKON is just preparing for something. He's pulling his Lothern Sigurd back because, as you can see, just these 2 Dryads will not hold down the army for much longer, and it is the smart choice, just going back. He's trying to get the cavalry all around, one unit from here, another from here, while the third one is being chased off. And he's just overextending the Skaven forces because XIPHOS just can't decide on where to go. FELKON just has him just tied up all around. Like he's got his yoke on him at the moment, which is like really, I feel him, like it has happened to me as well against FELKON. But anyway, that's not the matter. Dragon Breath is gonna go down over here in the Storm Vermin with sword and shields. The Lothern Sigurd are just gonna keep on opening fire. What are they shooting at? They should be shooting either for the halberds or the Helped Abomination. Okay, they're shooting for the halberds, which are unbreakable. A Warp Lightning is gonna go down on this Lothern Sigurd. It's not gonna do too much damage because they were spread, and the Warp Lightning kinda shoots in a, you know, circular kind of AoE effect. So it's not that optimal. An Earthblood or Fast Protection. I think it's Fast Protection is gonna go down here along with an Earthblood, of course. Death Frenzy is gonna be popped. And oh, is that Death Frenzy? I can't see. Whatever. Yeah, FELKON will just try the charge. He's gonna pull out immediately, and he really needs to clean up this flank over here with a Plague Lord. And the Lothern Sigurd are actually holding quite well, as you can see over here, fighting Skaven slaves and Rat Ogres, and that's why he brought these guys, because they can do that. And yeah, the Lothern Sigurd on the other side are free now to open fire yet again on one of the Helpets. XIPHOS just get a super nice court down the line over here, just roasting this Lothern Sigurd, but it's not gonna be enough. As you can see, one Helped Abomination is actually both of them are fighting the dragon, just forcing them to stay here, not go for the back line. The dragon, yes, is taking some damage, but with the buffs from malaria, he is able to just hold his ground, even with a Council Guard fighting over here, which buys more time for the Lothern Sigurd to open fire, even though like the back line is getting tight right now. He has the Lothern Sigurd on guard mode, so even if they're fighting a little bit of some Rat Ogres over here, they're still able to shoot. Another Star of Avalon is going down on top of that dragon, which is at his healing cap at the moment, healing both Alariel, some Dryads and some Dragon Princes over here, but that Helped Abomination is almost dead. It's down to 1000 HP and it's wavering, it's retreating, and down it goes, spawning a new Skaven Slave Spears. The Lothern Sigurd now are free completely to just do whatever they want. Plague Lord is all alone back here. The Warp Lightning is gonna go down on top of these Dryads because they're like the best blocked up unit at the moment. The Dragon Princes have lost enough models, so it's not really worth it because also FELKON just keeps them on the move all of the time, so it's really hard to get them. So the Lothern Sigurd are gonna be aiming for the second Helped Abomination now. FELKON is gonna go die hard in. He's gonna charge that rat thing, and yeah, down it goes, down to 1000 HP. Let's see if this one is gonna get the summon or the healing effect. And nope, just the summon, and it died. So really hard situation for XIPHOS over here, as now the Lothern Sigurd with all the remaining ammunition are gonna be aiming for the Grey Seer of Ruin. The dragon is also still quite healthy. Alariel is full strength. The Dragon Princes, they might be a little beaten up, but they have enough models to just cycle charge through eternity through all of these slaves. And the Storm Vermin with Sword and Shield are just one remaining. The other has been shattered from what I can tell. It's probably somewhere back here running. And yeah, another Warp Lightning is gonna go down. As I said, you see, like, The Dragon Princes are really hard to get, unless your opponent is just gonna charge you and blow up like crazy on top of your face. It's gonna be really hard to get it. So yeah, that's why XIPHOS most of the time, most of the Warp Lightnings aimed for Lothen Sigurd, which will not move that quickly compared to the Dragon Princes. So the battle is over. FELKON has won a really amazing battle. I really enjoyed that one, mostly because it was between two like freaking beast tournament players. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So GG to both of the guys. And let me tell you a story between how that battle actually happened. So FELKON told me that in this was like game 3 or something in the tournament, and he told me like in the first game he was playing against Vias. Vias is belonging to the same clan as XIPHOS, ODM. And FELKON brought a different build against Vias, because he said if he would win against Vias, then Vias would tell XIPHOS FELKON's build, and so he would build, he would get his army around his build. So yeah, FELKON brought a different build in order to go for this one and force actually XIPHOS into a blob rush. And this is exactly what he did. Like in the first game he brought a lot of infantry, he brought a lot of cavalry, he didn't bring any Lothen Sigurd. Vias was bringing missile like Jezels, Warp Lightning and stuff like that, so it was really hard to protect it. So Vias probably told XIPHOS what was FELKON up with a lot of cavalry, and yeah, XIPHOS decided to go with a really heavy blob brush with lots of anti-large protection, and then FELKON just sprayed the trap. He brought something else. So yeah, quite funny of a story, that one, which really shows that in order to win on such top level, you don't only rely on freaking better builds or micro or anything like that. You need to play the mind game. All right, it really is like Total War is just on another level. It just can't compare to any other you know, game in terms of strategy. So for FELKON's army over here, like freaking amazing amount of kills, even on the Dryads. Just look at that, they were just chopping down slaves. Alariel was great with the Star of Avalon, just keeping that Sun Dragon alive. It got 2 Severons, probably by fighting the Helpit Abomination. The Lothen Sigurd were able to just tear down the Rat Ogres, which then in return allowed the Dryads to fend off most of the infantry, so they wouldn't be able to get easily in the backline, because they got in the backline, but not that easily and in such huge numbers. They were like engaging one Lothen Sigurd while the rest of the 3 were able to shoot, so that's a victory. And the Dragon Prince is just an amazing unit, which, as I said, if backed correctly and used correctly, they will just kill an entire army on their own. 194 kills, 126, 45, and with good health remaining. And the Sun Dragon, actually, I wouldn't believe this if you told me, but it was able to fight off against double Helpit Abomination by the buffs, and it kind of performed like an anchor for the Dragon Princes to just keep cycle charging against the Helpit and everything that was around. For XIPHOS build, I really freaking love it. I usually run something of the same, but since I'm not such a good player, I usually go with Skrolk, because summons are a little bit forgiving against you know, inferior players, let's just say. So yeah, like I usually run the same, double Helpit, always 2 Rat Ogres, a strong anchor with a lot of tough, but Skrolk because of the summons, because if I F up, I just use the summons to get out of the difficult situation. Alright, so yeah, a really great build. I don't have anything to say. XIPHOS could have easily won this, like build wise. There's enough strength on both builds to carry victory, okay, and XIPHOS had that. The only mistake, which I think he did, is he didn't push towards one direction. FELKON just completely threw him off into just circling around him and forcing XIPHOS to just keep keep going like left and right, just chasing off, you know, Dragon Princes, then coming back, and he didn't push hard enough on the Lothen Sigurd, because that brought down his army. The double Helpit Abomination didn't die because of the Dragon Princess or the Star Dragon, it was just there to keep them tied down. They died from Lothen Sigurd. So yeah, I think if XIPHOS had been more aggressive, he would have taken this fight, or at least it would have been a different outcome. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed, guys. Feel free to leave a like or a comment. Feel free to subscribe if you're not, and hit that notification button. And yeah, gonna be seeing you next time. Bye bye.